Okay, perfect. So welcome to practice. We're going to start in sitting. So if you just bring yourself into sitting, make yourself nice and comfortable when you are ready. And perhaps just bring whatever you've brought with your practice that brings you a little bit of joy to your mat. Maybe just in front so you can see it, or just allowing yourself to come into the space that you're in. And we'll start with the palms just facing up to the sky. Take a little bit of a wave through the spine. You might want to just sway side to side here. And you can start to allow the hips to settle down, really sink the hips into the earth, let the shoulders soften away from the ears. And just begin to find this sense of pausing. So solstice means to pause or to stay still. And our summer solstice is on Saturday, the 21st of June. And it really is a halfway point throughout this calendar year. So it marks the 6 months of the first part of the year. And it really provides us an opportunity just to pause, to stop before we begin and continue the rest of this year. So just take a moment to let all these last 6 months kind of settle here. Take a moment just to pause, to stop in this day, in this hour, in this moment. And then we're going to come and connect to our solar plexus chakra. So last week we worked on the root chakra, which is the first one. Our solar plexus chakra is the third chakra. So we're going to place the hands just around the belly button. It does extend as high as the rib cage. So anywhere around that area would be great. Just come and let your hands rest here. You could interlace your fingers or just let one hand rest on the other, whatever feels good for you. And we're going to breathe deep from here. So when you're ready, come and take a breath in, really breathing in through the belly, rib cage, chest, and then just let the breath come out nice and naturally. So we're going to focus just on our inhale to begin with, allowing our breath just to come from this place. So when you're ready, inhale in, let your belly just lift, chest rise, pause, and then just let your natural breath come out. And just take a few rounds like this, focusing in on the inhale. And just allowing the exhale to come nice and naturally. So we're not forcing the exhale, let the inhale and the exhale come and go. One more breath, inhaling deeply through the belly, rib cage, chest. And then just letting your exhale go. And then just take a moment to really connect to this area. So maybe just rubbing through the belly slightly here. You could come into the rib cage maybe. But just come and connect around this area. And then we're going to come and place our thumbs and our first fingers together. So we've kind of got a little circle shape here. Yeah, and it's just going to come and connect almost around the belly button. So here we're thinking about directing energy downwards, but also directing energy upwards through this center line of the body. And just take a moment to place your hands here, perhaps just reminding yourself that you welcome in joy, calm and peace for the remainder of the year. And also on this practice, we welcome and honour in the sun, the sunshine, the warmth, all that summer brings and lies ahead. So perhaps just take a moment to be grateful for this warmth, be grateful for this sun, and perhaps just allowing the warmth that you can feel wherever on the body to just soften, perhaps harnessing this warmth and this energy, allowing it just to sink in, allowing the body to be filled perhaps with some energy. And then coming to draw the palms together, just give the hands a little bit of a rub. And just take the hands over the eyes, allowing the warmth of the hands just to settle here. And then when you're ready, just release your hands. We're actually going to come onto our back now. So if you just bring yourself onto your back, let yourself come into a little bit of a knee hug position. Feel free to get a cushion for your head or anything else that works for you. And we're just going to start lying here. So just give yourself a nice big hug here, maybe a little rock side to side. This chakra, as well as being about energy and welcoming in the sun, is about being able to take on these challenges of life. So maybe just reminding yourself here that you can do hard things. I can do hard things. A nice little affirmation sometimes to come back to. So we're going to start to circle the knees around. So you can keep your hands on your knees, your thighs. Just circle the knees around. And just allow yourself to really move in this practice. So no judgment, no expectation. If you need to slow things down, it's all good. If you need to stop and pause at any point, all good. And then once you've circled one way, circle the other way, maybe just making the circles a little bit bigger. You could start to take the hands off the knees, almost thinking about creating this little circle or sun shape with the knees here. Yeah, so you could start to go a little bit bigger maybe with your circles. And then we're going to take those hands onto the knees and you're going to guide the knees apart, but we're going to keep the feet together. So you're going to come into this little butterfly shape, but with the legs lifted. Yeah, so we're going to come knees apart, feet together. Use your hands just to guide the movement. Just take a little moment to pause and then draw the knees back in. And we'll just do that a couple of times. So again, we're really thinking about opening in this practice, allowing ourselves to be open, welcoming in this moment to pause, to stay still. And then draw the knees back together. Last one here. So you're going to open the knees apart, draw the big toes together. So you've got this little butterfly shape with your legs lifted in the air. And just pause here. And then coming to draw the knees together here. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to come all the way into sitting. So just guide yourself into an upright seated position. And just bring yourself into the center of your mat. We're going to reach the arms into the air. We're just going to shake off the day a little bit. So if you reach the fingertips into the sky, just give the arms a little bit of a shake. You could come all the way around, just in a little bit of a circle shape. Maybe take a nice breath in as you reach up and then just shake it out. It doesn't need to look like a certain way. Just give the body a sense of just letting go and just shaking it off. Last one here. Reaching and up and then just shake it out. Yeah, nice. Come all the way down here. And then just gently give the wrists a little bit of a circle here. We'll just warm up the wrists nice and gently. Relax those fingertips. Just take some nice wrist circles here. Circling around one way, circling around the other way. And then when you're ready, we're going to guide ourselves into tabletop position. So again, just create a bit of space on your mat here. Hands are going to press down, knees are going to press down. Big circle shapes once you're here. Just start to round through the hips. Take your hips from the right to the left. And again, start to think about maybe that shape of the sun. So big circle around. And we'll go the other way. So nice big circle around here. Just let everything be soft. You might want to just allow the elbows to soften, let the head and neck come with you here. Okay, and then curling the toes under, we're going to come into a down dog. So lift the hips nice and high, lengthen through the back of the legs. Just take a little moment to ease it out here. Just bending one knee, bending the other. And then we're going to walk the feet to the hands. So come to the top of the mat, let the knees just bend and hang it out here. Maybe hugging onto the elbows, take a little sway side to side. And then we're going to unravel from here. So when you're ready, just start to bring yourself into standing. Yeah, lovely. Okay, and then in standing from here, just give the shoulders a little bit of a roll, let the knees bend. You might want to just shake it out through the legs, through the arms. Yeah, perfect. So we're going to do a little bit of a kind of modified sun salutation here. So you're going to start by bending the knees, reaching the arms up, take a nice deep breath in. On your exhale, come all the way back down. We're going to let the hands soften, let the knees soften, take a little bit of a sway here. And then when you're ready, press the hands down, take a step back into down dog, so feet to the back of the mat, lift the hips nice and high, and just give the knees, the hips a little bit of a wave. You could go side to side again. Yeah, lovely. Soften those knees down towards the earth. You're going to take those big circles with the hips again. So again, slow this down if you need, no rush at all. Sometimes with these sun salutations, we feel the need to kind of rush and really create lots of movement, but we can still slow it down even when we're doing a little bit more of a movement practice. So just take a few little circles one way, a few little circles the other way. And then we're going to bend into those elbows and you're going to come onto your tummy. So just allow yourself to come all the way down here. Prop yourself up onto your elbows, wrists and hands. And just start to take a little bit of a mini back bend. If you want to come all the way, feel free to press your hands down. Maybe coming into that full cobra, but up to you. We could just stay here. Take a breath in on your exhale. You're going to come back into that tabletop position. Guide yourself all the way into a child's pose. So sink those hips back. Reach the arms out in front. Yeah, just guide yourself to here. And again, take this moment to pause and breathe. Can you spread the fingertips nice and wide? Can you open the knees? Back into tabletop position. We're going to repeat that kind of little sequence. So curl the toes, lift the hips nice and high. You're going to come into down dog again. Give yourself a little bit of a walk out, bend the knees. And then just walking your feet along to the top of the mat. You're going to bring yourself into that forward fold. Maybe giving the elbows a little hug. The knees can still bend here, just swaying it out. And then beginning to unravel. We're going to keep going. So the arms are going to lift into the air. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, relax all the way down. Just give the arms and the legs a little bit of a shake, and we're going to start all that again. Soften into the knees, take a breath in, reach the arms into the air, forward fold all the way down, soften the head and neck. Again, just hang it out here. We could hug those elbows. We could take hold of the big toes. You're going to press hands down. Take a step back into down dog. Feet to the back of the mat. Lift the hips high. And again, just take it at your own pace. If you need to pause here, you could take a little static down dog. And then we're going to soften the knees down to the earth, back into tabletop position. Circle the hips when you're ready. Just take a few little circles. Ease it out here. Nice. And you might notice maybe your heart rate just rising here, a little bit of energy gathering. And then come onto your belly when you're ready. Two options. We could come into that little mini cobra position, gentle back bend, or we could take even a few little waves here, coming into that full cobra, just letting the elbows soften, pressing the hands into the earth. We're guiding that third chakra up and down, so it's kind of pointing towards the earth here. Belly button lifts, belly button softens. Nice. Or we could stay here, just connecting that area down towards the earth. Just pausing. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften the hands down. Come all the way back into child's pose. You're going to reach the hips backwards. Maybe let the arms go a little wider this time, just to stretch into the shoulders. Palms facing down. Belly button softens. Hips just guide back towards the heels. Lovely. Pause here. One more round. We're going to do that again. So come back into tabletop. And then when you're ready, curl the toes under, lift the hips nice and high, let the back of the legs just soften. Again, you could walk it out, you could stay still, whatever feels good. And then begin to walk the feet to the top of the mat. Give yourself a little moment to hang out here. You might find that the knees can begin to straighten a little more as those hamstrings just start to lengthen. Soften the knees, start to unravel through the spine. We're going to reach the arms into the air, take a breath in. And on your exhale, soften the hands down. Just give everything a little bit of a shake. Last little round here. Bend into the knees, reach the arms into the air. You're going to fold forward, soften the head and neck, relax the arms down. Take a little hangout here, hug of the elbows, just swaying side to side. Hands press down, take a nice big step. Feet to the back of the mat, lovely. Give yourself a little moment here. Yeah. Nice. So maybe we could take a little twisted down dog this time, where the knees are bending and the hips are staying high, like twisting just from right to left. Or we could stay still, or we could just take a little pedal. Soften the knees down to the earth. Nice big circles here again. So relax into the elbows. Just circle it out through the hips. And again, maybe that belly button can just face downwards here. Think about that being the kind of center or guiding point here. Reaching the arms forwards, take a nice open child's pose. This time you could connect the thumb and the first finger together, maybe just coming back to that little O or sunshine shape with your hands here. Yeah, just like we did at the start with our breath. And just take a moment to let that energy gather, maybe just into the belly. Can you notice your breath here? Maybe just rising and falling a little quicker. And again, just taking this opportunity to pause. Okay, one more nice deep breath in. Maybe a bit of a longer breath out here. Back into tabletop position. When you're ready, we're going to keep some of that movement practice going. So you're going to step the right foot forwards here, and we're going to come into a low warrior. So the arms are going to reach into the air. Right foot is forwards, left foot is behind, and those arms are really nice and long. So lengthen through the fingertips. Take the arms towards the ears, and just take a moment to pause here. Find your focus. Lovely. Pause. Hands are going to press down, and we're going to guide that right leg forwards and backwards. So just take a little lunge, pressing the right foot down and lengthening through the right foot, right toes. A little bit of a wave here. Then we could add the arm in, maybe reaching that right arm forwards as we bend the knee, and then taking the right arm behind us. So we start to think about that nice big circle shape, just really opening up that right arm as we go. And again, we could slow this down, no rush. And start to guide that right arm, almost like you're painting a circle with your right arm here. Reaching right arm forwards, reaching right arm backwards. And at the end of the next one, we're going to reach that right arm behind us and just pause here. So we've got a little bit of a twist going on. Right arm behind, right leg nice and long. And we're thinking about that right shoulder, right arm just shining up to the sky here. Lovely. Open it up, welcome it in, take a breath in. Take a breath out. Press your right hand down. We're going to guide right knee back underneath the right hip. So tabletop position here. Come off the knees, come off the wrists. Feel free to sit in hero pose, or maybe just in sitting here. And again, just give everything a little bit of a shake. So just shake out through the fingers. Maybe just rub into the knees here. Connect back to the belly. Yeah, whatever it is that feels intuitive. Just allow yourself to just take a moment to pause here. Guiding yourself back into tabletop, we're going to step that left foot forwards, back into your low warrior on the left side. So left foot forwards, right leg behind, reaching those arms into the air, really lengthen through the fingertips, and just find your shape here, whatever that looks like, big, small, yeah. If here feels too much, we could always take hands to knee, we could always come a little bit lower to the earth. But maybe wherever you are, think about this feeling of openness here, through the chest, through the belly. Nice. Then we're going to take that right hand down. The left arm's going to do the work this time. So it's the left arm that's reaching up and over, and then the left leg that's lengthening. So as we bend to the left leg, the left arm comes forwards. As we lengthen the left leg, the left arm comes behind. And you might find that if it's your non-dominant side, it feels a little trickier on the shoulders. Sometimes we're just a little stiffer with that rotation movement on that non-dominant side. So maybe just notice how it feels right compared to left. No judgment, just noticing. And we'll take a few waves here again, painting that nice big circle shape with the left arm. Okay, and then we're going to pause here. So left arm behind, start to wave it behind you, yeah. And just take a moment to open up here. Your right hand can be on the earth, your left leg nice and long. And see if you can think about looking up towards your left shoulder. Press pressing that left foot down, we're going to transition into standing from here. So you're going to keep your left foot where it is, your right foot is going to press down, and you're going to come all the way into a warrior two. So your left arm comes forwards and your right arm comes behind. Press that left foot into the earth and come into warrior two. Beautiful. Reaching the arms front to back of the mat. Just pause in here. Find your shape, find your length. Breathe easy. Take your left hand onto your left knee, left thigh. You're going to circle that right arm around. Nice big waves and circle shapes here. Lovely. And we start to think about what energy we need to gather to guide us through the rest of the year, seeing us into these autumn and winter months. So just gather this in, nice, maybe in towards the body, in towards the mind as we circle that right arm around. And then we're going to straighten the legs. You're going to bring both big toes to face forwards, and you're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So long edge of your mat here. Hands can press down, fingertips can come down, and then just take a little sway, easy outside to side. Yeah. And you can soften that head and neck. You can bring the feet in or wide. Just really find a base here to work with. And then we're going to come to that little warrior shape on the other side. So you're going to take your right foot, it might be the back of your mat now, but that's all good. Right foot forwards, bending into your right leg, sweeping the arms open, come into warrior two on your right side. Yeah, nice. So right knee bending, left leg nice and long, arms going wide. Pause here, take your breaths. Palms soft here. Feet down to the earth. Your right hand comes onto your right knee or your elbow. We're going to circle the left hand around. The nice big circle shapes here. And again, can you allow your shoulder to really open? Shine that side body just up towards the sky here. One more circle. Forward folding again. You're going to straighten those legs. Big toes forwards. Hands press down. Take a little wave once you're here. Wide-legged forward fold. Ease it. Heel toe the feet together. You're going to come nice and close. You're probably around the center of the mat. All good. So feet pressing down, hands just hanging down here. We're going to bend the knees and you're going to come into a little squat position, a little bit like we did last week. So either the knees apart or you could go knees together, and we're going to pause here. Now the elbows, if you can, press them into those knees, thighs, and just take that little squat position. Yeah, beautiful. Nice. Open up those hips. Pause here. You could take a little movement, maybe just side to side if that feels good. We could keep the hands down and do a bit of movement. And then guiding the knees together. Press the heels down. Press the hips down. Come back to your mat here. Let yourself just land. No easy way, I know. And then just give the hips a little wave side to side. Just softening the head and neck as you go. Okay, and then just coming back to middle of the mat, feet down. We're going to take the arms into the air, so lengthen the head and neck, and then we're going to guide ourselves onto our backs from here. But I just want you to go nice and slowly. So if we take the arms out in front, think about the belly, the center of the body just being nice and strong. You're going to slowly just lower yourself down, maybe just pausing at each moment. So if you bring yourself down a little bit, pause here. Maybe a little bit further, pause here, let the center of the body do a little bit of work here, little pause, yeah, so see if you can just nudge yourself down, little stages, until you can relax all the way down, and just bring yourself into lying with the arms above the head, take a nice big full body stretch here, and you might want to circle the wrists, maybe circle the ankles, maybe even a little shake out just through the fingertips once you're lying, yeah. Any movement that feels nice and intuitive here, yeah. Hug your right knee into the chest. We're going to take that one leg stretch here. Just pause. So draw the right knee in. Send that left leg nice and long. And pause here. Let the belly begin to settle. Let the hips just soften into the earth. And let the shoulders begin to soften. So we're going to come into a little bit more of a yin, slower practice for the rest of our class. Great, let's switch over to the other side. So you're just going to switch right leg down, hug the left knee into the chest. Yeah, and just take a moment to pause. Yeah, see if you can straighten that other leg just to give yourself a little bit more of a stretch into the hip. Yeah. So yin is a really nice practice to do when it's really hot because we are just slowing things down. Nice. Okay, and then we're going to come back into sitting because I want to set us up just for our first kind of shape really. So just take your time, anywhere that feels good. You could roll onto your side, you could take a bit of a knee hug, yeah, whatever feels good. Now might be an opportunity to either just grab a drink because I'm aware it's really hot for you guys, yeah. And also just to grab if you have any props, that would be great. We're going to come into a little bit of a kind of seated twist position. So you might just want, yeah, just something to hug onto basically if you've got bolsters or cushions. And we're going to pop it just around the left hand side of the mat to start with. Yeah, so just do what you need to do. Like I said, maybe just grab a drink and we'll come and meet just in a seated position with a little bit of props just to our left hand side when you're ready. And to come into this, you're going to bend the knees, so the feet are going to press down, and we're going to drop the knees just over to the left-hand side. So you come into a little bit of a zigzag shape with the legs. So you might find naturally your left foot just rests onto your right thigh, and then that right leg is behind you, or even stretched out to the side, whatever feels good. You're going to twist and just let your body settle down onto your prop. So there's a little bit of an upper body twist here. You could hug all around your prop if you've got something that's kind of nice and huggy. You could just hug onto it. But it's your left ear, left hand side of your face that's just settling downwards. And if it's too much on the hips to zigzag the legs, you could just stack the knees as the other option. So you're just in a little bit of a side body kind of stretch or side body kind of position. And then here as well, we're going to stay. So we'll start to just welcome in a little bit more slowness now to our practice. A constant balance of finding that yang and yin, the busyness with the slowness. So in Chinese medicine, we talk about yang being the summer months. And we talk about yin being the winter. And as we welcome in this summer solstice, we have those two elements to honour. The longest day, the welcoming in of the summer. But it also signifies that we're coming down towards that winter period. Honour everything that has happened over the last 6 months. Perhaps just taking a moment here to just notice any challenges that have arisen. Hard things that you've overcome. And honouring the fact that you are strong. You have everything that you need to take you through the rest of the year. And we're going to be here for another minute, just allowing your body to be in this shape. And let yourself just begin to surrender to being here. A gentle sense of stopping, pausing, solstice, to stand still. And beginning just to think about moving here, perhaps just wiggling or moving into the toes. Now we're going to start just to press our hands down and just lift our upper body when you're ready. So no rush here, maybe just moving the first half of the body to begin with. And then you're going to come just into sitting when you're ready. And we're going to come back just into that shape connecting to that third chakra. So thumbs together, first fingers together, pointing fingers down, pointing thumbs up. Yeah, lovely. And just take a moment to pause here. You could keep your eyes closed or soften your gaze and just come back to just some stillness. So just allowing ourselves to find a moment to pause between these shapes even. And just allowing your belly to rise and your belly to fall underneath your hands. And then we're going to start to set ourselves up for the other side. So you could leave your props as they are and maybe just turn your body around. It's up to you. But this time your props are going to be on your right hand side. And we're going to have our right hip just facing towards our props here. So if you've got heavy props, you might want to just turn your body around, whatever works. So we're going to start with the knees bending. This time the knees are going to drop down to the right. So again, if it's more comfortable on hips, you could stack hips and knees. Or we could take that little zigzag shape. So we come into deer pose with the legs. And we've got our left leg behind and our right knee bending. Maybe just connecting the sole of the right foot onto the left thigh. We're twisting around to the right and just allowing the body to fall here, right ear down, right shoulder down. We could hug onto a prop or we could just let our hands rest down. Just find what works for you here, just if you need to. And just begin to surrender to this shape. Perhaps you can feel some warmth or some sunlight on you right now. Perhaps there's just some areas of lightness that you can feel. What feels light for you at the moment? Just less than another minute here. Starting to think about moving. Perhaps begin by just moving the toes, giving the toes a little wiggle. And then we're going to move into that upper body first. So I'm just guiding your hands down. Let's begin to lift the head. And just guide yourself almost halfway, maybe just pausing. And then we're going to come back into sitting. So guide yourself just back to sitting when you're ready. This time, just come and connect to the legs. You might want to just give the feet a little bit of a rub here, just massage into the soles of the feet. Yeah, you could just give your big toes a little rub here. And then we're going to set ourselves up for a supported child's pose. So you could keep the bolster and your props where it is. So you've got something for your belly to be on and to rest. And we'll come and just bring ourselves so that we're on our knees, big toes together, maybe just guiding some props or a little bit of support just in towards the body. A nice option if you have, you could take a little bit of a block just at the end of your prop, just so it's lifted slightly. It could be an option to maybe come just to here and then allow yourself to maybe hug the bolster in this shape if you've got some props that work for you like this. But if not, feel free just to take whatever feels good. Yeah, but maybe think about just supporting the center of the body a little bit here, supporting that manipura, solar plexus chakra. Yeah, and we can let the knees just come apart, and we can just begin to guide ourselves down towards earth. So head down, shoulders down, belly facing down here. I can do hard things. If you've got your head turned to one side, after a minute or so, I'll just let you know we can turn the head to the other side. And maybe you can just check in with your breath here. Just listening or feeling for your breath. Maybe there's a yawn or a sigh. If you've got your head turned to one side, then feel free now just to move your head over to the other side. And just rotate the head the other way. Begin to deepen your breaths here. Come and turn the head back to center. And we're going to guide ourselves upright. So if you press your hands into the earth, just slowly unravel from here. You could just take a moment to sit on the knees, or if you need to come off the knees, feel free. We're going to come into just a really gentle cat-cow sitting. So if we press the hands onto the knees, the thighs, drop the chin to the chest, just round the back. And then begin to lengthen the head, so just guiding the heart forwards, lifting up through the head and neck, and just take a few gentle waves here, no rush. Maybe you could take a little wave, just round in a circle, just taking your right shoulder to your right knee, left shoulder to left knee, just guiding that belly around. And we could take a few circles one way, maybe a few just circle shapes the other way, just letting your head and neck come with you. Nothing too sudden here. And then we're going to set ourselves up for a fish pose lying down. So this formation, if you've got it, you could stay as it is, but we're going to have something for our upper backs to rest onto. So our full pose here, if we want to come into it, would be to have the legs long, and then on either a bit of an incline or maybe just a bolster or cushion underneath your back to come to here with the arms out. So a few options here. We could support even more under the head, maybe with an extra little cushion. If you haven't got these kind of props as this formation, no worries. You could even just do this with one block, so that you have a bit of a block for your back to rest onto. And then we could either let our head come all the way back, which is the full pose, doesn't work for everyone. If that's too much, maybe something underneath your head. Yeah, so we're trying to think about opening through the middle of the back. Something soft I prefer, but sometimes it's just preference rather than a block. If a block works for you, go for it. But we're really thinking about just opening through that rib cage area. Yeah. And we really want to let those arms just open as well. So let the arms come maybe slightly further away from the body than what you'd normally do when you're lying down, so that we find this sense of openness. The center of the rib cage is expanding, the chest can open, and those palms are open to receiving. We welcome in the sun. So soften into the palms, soften into the chest and the belly. Take a few more moments here. Again, stop and pause. So if you've got your legs long, the first thing to do to come out of this is just to bend the knees. So if you let the knees just begin to bend and just take the feet down towards earth. Yeah, lovely. And then we're going to roll from the shape. So you're going to drop the knees to one side and just let yourself come off the props. It can be right or left, but you're just going to come to a little sideline position. Yeah, so if you've got props behind you, you can just let them stay there. They can just stay behind you. And then we're going to press ourselves up. So if you press your hands into the earth, just guide yourself into sitting. And we're just going to do a little mini butterfly pose just in sitting before we come into relaxation. So just guide the knees apart, big toes together. You might want to just take a few little waves here, just guiding the knees up and down. Yeah, lovely. You could take a moment to maybe let the hands come forward if you want a little bit of a stretch. When we're here, we could let hands come in front. The other option is just a little tuck underneath the kind of calves a little bit, yeah. So any options, great. We're not going to stay here for minutes, but just finish with a little bit of openness with the hips here, maybe hugging onto the toes, or just folding forwards for a moment. Even a little bit of movement here is great. And then let's come and guide the knees and feet together. Let the knees just drop in. And then let's come onto our back when we're ready. So we'll come into Shavasana from here. So feel free to gather in anything that's going to make you more comfortable. We're going to do a little bit of a guided relaxation. So you can just support underneath your head. Yeah, you could again maybe just grab a drink, anything that you need to do just to make yourself feel comfortable. And remember, you could always do this on your side, on your belly, on your back. Any position is great, whatever's going to work for you, just to allow you to find this sense of stillness. So just take next moment to get as comfortable as you can be. Just checking in with the temperature of your body. Layers on no layers, all good. And just allowing yourself a moment perhaps to turn the palms up to the sky. A gentle reminder of welcoming in this sun, this energy, this solstice. Beginning just to close down the eyes and soften your gaze, allowing yourself to draw your attention inwards for this Shavasana. There is nothing else that you need to focus on, nothing else that you need to do. Allow yourself to surrender to staying still. Soften through your forehead. Soften the eyes. Soften the cheeks, the nose, the mouth, the jaw. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Soften into your chest. Soften your rib cage. Soften your belly. Let the hips just melt into the earth, the front and the back of the hips. Soften the knees, the ankles, and release through the toes here now. Draw your awareness now just back into your belly center. This is our solar plexus chakra. It resides just around the belly, coming into the rib cage. And it is our center of power and strength. Come and imagine a golden ball of light just sitting here in this space. This is your inner power and your inner strength. Feel the belly rise, feel the belly fall. Feel this area of light. As you breathe in, allow this light to begin to travel. Allow it to radiate up into that rib cage, into your chest, and down into your arms and fingertips, coming all the way up into your head and your neck, filling the upper body with this radiant, bright, warm and strong light. Let this light now flood downwards from your belly into the hips, the knees, the ankles and the toes. So your whole body is filled from center with this strong, radiant, powerful light. We allow this halfway point of the year to remind us to stop and replenish. Replenish ourselves with the light and the warmth of the sun. Allow this light to replenish your body, replenish your energy, replenish your soul. The sun has reached the height of power. The longest day brings us strength and energy. Our days can be filled with warmth our days can be filled with rays. Now is the time for abundance, light, and joy. Allowing yourself to grow in this light with wisdom and might. We're going to come and place our hands around our belly now, perhaps just connecting the thumbs together and the first fingers together. Yeah, just letting the hands rest on the belly, and just take a moment here to let all of that practice, our summer solstice practice, just sink in here. Knowing that at any point you need an opportunity just to pause, come back to this place. Giving the belly a rub here, connect into this area, digestive system, the lower belly, just into the rib cage here, center of the body. Maybe just rubbing into the sides and your lower back. We're going to roll on to the left hand side of the body, just taking a moment here, just stacking through the knees, the ankles. Just give yourself a moment just to lie on your side. And then just pressing your hands into the earth. Take your time. Let's come into sitting here. And then once you're in sitting, we're just going to create that nice big circle around us. So just welcome in this warmth, this light, create this kind of protective barrier around you, your space, your boundaries, and come and draw palms together here, just sealing this practice into self. Just take a moment of gratitude for your body, your mind, just being able to practice this evening. Well done for making it here, taking the time that you need and deserve. Seal this practice into self. Thank you very much for joining me. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of the sunshine. Hopefully it stays for you all this week. And yeah, have a lovely week. Lovely to see you all. Hope you sleep well, and lots of water after as well. Rehydrate. Yeah, nice. Stay off the devices. Have a nice switched off evening if you can. Leave any jobs. Nothing else needs to be done. You're all good for the day. You're done. Just rest. And see you next week. Take care. Lots of love.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Everyone. Bye.